Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. Today we'll be flying the ERJ135 and we're going to be flying for a virtual airline I haven't flown for actually previously, Atlantic Sun Airways. And this is actually one of the first virtual airlines I joined, but I just couldn't get the ACAR system to work, so I kind of gave up on it. But then I was finally able to get it working now, I think so at least. Let's try. I have my flight in here set, so we're flying from Skipskol, Amsterdam to Malmö, Sturup, I think it's called. Could be wrong. Let's Google that, make sure I'm not. Yeah, that should be the Malmö airport. I do think so at least, based on the internet. And then, yeah, what I want to do is start the flight here. We don't want to change the time. So we do want to start a bit earlier, right? So we get a way on our departure, or at least the planned departure time. We'll open up our cargo and our main front door. I've added GSX, some GSX profiles for the aircraft. So let's see. We're getting everything kind of ready. Very nice now in the early morning, so we still have the lights working and stuff. That will soon stop because of the weird way it kind of works in the P3D. It's like a set time. Let's see, also we should soon be getting the... Oh, and I just noticed we don't have any, because it's still loading the AIG. So let's see if we get some more planes here. But there we go. And now let's see if I manage to place this somewhat reasonably. And now we have some more, look at that. They spawned in all of these Embraers, right? Okay, not perfect, but it will do for now. I guess basically we want it to connect precisely, but that will have to do for a GPU for now. Let's jump inside. The only thing we don't have set really is the fuel and all of these stuff. We can set them in accordance with, yeah, this should be right. The only reason why I was able to do that quite fast was this second try at this video. I had so many things to fix with the GSX and stuff, I thought I would jump out, but now it's at least somewhat functioning, having the embedded stairs and all that. Let's actually do that, operate stairs, see if it works. Yes, no stairs are coming in now, which is perfect. First things first, I'm gonna put on the batteries.
Okay.
GPU. In terms of the light, let's see, we should still have some night lighting, so let's use that. We have changed this to the nice one, so we can see kind of the flap, like at least this paper has some real usage, right? So that's good. We have a new database for this one. I hadn't updated for a while, so I thought it was time. We'll load. Let's start putting in our information here just so we can get going. But actually before that, let's just have a look here on the top. We want to keep that on armed. I don't think there's a fire test, unfortunately. Some other things to maybe put on. Let me see. Red beacon, strobe, nav lights. Let's get those on. We don't need the beacon, but it seems to be working. At least not yet. I'll put those on auto. Let's see the beeping. DFDR fail. So yeah, something's not totally working, but oh well. Let's also get the boarding started. We have 26 packs, so yeah, we're not talking about a lot of passengers today flying this ERJ135. Let's make it a bit slower by adding crew and stuff. Yeah, we can add crew. Yeah, let's get the crew first. I'll also start the pack X. So we have that since it's now working. I don't know what the call sign is actually for this airline, so I'll need to add that to pilot to ADC. I do wonder though if there is any sort of because they do have like a manual, right? Can't seem to find it. Now, but I guess Atlantic or something could be a working call sign, and I'll add it actually. Wait, let me just start here first. Actually, let's do one step at a time so we don't get ahead of ourselves. They want us to climb to 37,000. I had no clue. The ERJ135 cruising altitude could be that high. Let me check. Let me see, ERJ135 and specifications. Maximum cruise is 37,000. So they are really wanting us to go to the limit of this airplane. Let me actually see if I can edit that flight plan. It feels a bit high to go up to 37,000 for such a short flight. And there should be an option in SimBrief, right, to put in the but now I can't seem to find it. Cruise profile. Let me see if I'm changing the cruise profile. That should give us a bit of a change in altitude. Nah, still didn't. My god. It's working against us now. Oh, here we have optional entries, right? So let's keep the normal cruise, and then let's do 33,000. That seems much more, let's say, reasonable. Okay, so I think the crew bus already came while we were here doing nothing, basically setting it all up. 28 packs, boarding music, we'll just do generic. I need to find something for these, but we have safety actually, so that's pretty cool. It should be here, Atlantic Sun Airways. We can start that. Good, now we have the right. Let me see if I can get that to disappear. Yeah, they must have boarded already. Did we already get the cargo on board? Looks that way. Very beautiful night sky out there. Let's get started before this becomes really hard to see due to the yeah. Alright, let me see. Yeah, departure. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to see just because of the fact that it's even the night light in this is tied to the outside date, so soon it's gonna change. We'll do Andic. Yeah, Andic. We can activate that. So there we go, Andic. And then after Andic we're doing N873 dot Grony. And then from Grony we're doing M105 dot EEL. And then another one, that's N105 dot WSN. Oh, sorry, N25. And then, yes, you can see a lot of different one. Another airway, L23 dot ham. And then another one, P605 dot Cosmo.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bin
And
and
then
smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in the front row,
983.
please place all of your items in the overhead
And this should be the last one,
Have any trouble
D2s.
finding a location for your carry-on items, please let a flight attendant know and we would be happy to
There we
assist you.
go.
If
We
the
can do
overhead bin is
performance
full,
in it.
please make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Please double check that all your items are put away so that the
Take
aisle
off,
is clear
landing,
and other
fuel,
passengers
fuel
can
reserve.
their seats. If you're in an emergency exit row, please read the exit
Don't
seating
think we need to
responsibilities
fill
in the car
that
and
in.
the seat back in front of you. If you're not able to comply
But
with
these
these
things
actions,
we
please let a
can
flight attendant
init
know.
cruise
That way you can
altitude,
Feel free to use your cell phones during the rest of the boarding
cruise
process,
winds.
but we do ask that laptops, tablets, and any other larger electronic devices are stowed once we
So
depart.
yeah, it's still a pretty good aircraft, this FeelThere, even if it's a bit old. Let's have a look on the outside. As you can see, the boarding started, and now since I've set up GSX properly, they do seem to be using it quite properly. I mean, maybe I could lower it a bit to get them, but you know, it's sufficient. We don't have a lot of passengers coming in. One thing also to mention is I have PBR the aircraft with this green underlaying, which makes it kind of perfect. It doesn't make it too, how would you say, slimy, but it does make it look much better than without PBR. Not sure the logo lights is working. No, we don't want those. I just realized I haven't applied that fix for this aircraft, so we don't get those showing through the aircraft. That's something I'll need to do. The nav lights are on. Yeah, the beacon, that works. The one thing I do though wanna check is the logo lights.
We are ready to...
A bit unclear if it's working or not. We can have the no smoking sign on. Okay, dew point -3. Cruise winds. I guess this is at altitude, right? Here we can put in all our information. We have 26 passengers, so we get a passenger weight there. The fuel is 6830 based on the gauge. We have 1000 in cargo, and that gives us the right gross weight. Let's have a look at flight plan. No, not that one. We wanna here arrival. We wanna set this as well, so we have that nicely set up. So we can try runway first. That's gonna be 35. And then let's actually, before we do that, set up pilot to ADC. Let me see. I'm gonna move to the outside, give us a better background view while we're doing the pilot to ADC. And the first thing we need to do is add the airline. So through data management, then we'll do airlines. Then we'll add a new one. So Atlantic Sun Airways. Atlantic. We can put the Netherlands now, because why not? We can favorite it and put the code as AS. Is there anyone with ASN already? Wouldn't surprise me if there is, right? There's so many airlines here already. Or actually ASA it should be. So there we go. And now I'll close. Or actually now I got a bit scared. Did I even save it? Yeah, I did. Good, I'm always wondering if you should save it here as well. Let's try to add it. We only have air, but we have McDonnell Douglas, which should kind of work. I'll use this for both Bombardier and... So let's see if we can... Atlantic Sun. Oh, we didn't have to restart, so that's great. So we can save that. I mean, it's the wrong aircraft type, but it doesn't matter. What we can then do is we can import the flight plan, all the procedures, etc. So let's have a look. This does look correct. Only thing I'm wondering is a bit about the, not the star, but the SID. Sometimes, you know, I have an older, and now you can see we've lost the, simultaneously when the outside kind of went dark. But we're getting the cargo now though, so that's cool. Seeing that being stowed into the aircraft. Let me have a look. Pumps. I'll have to have a look at that at some point. But yeah, let's see. Now we need to use this one just to see, because it doesn't seem to be self-illuminating. It's more like a texture. So in terms of making or the approach departure, we are coming in at M6110. We're going to do an approach to 35. We'll do an ILS one. You can do SUP, but I'm going to do direct vectoring. And I'll load that. I'm also going to activate the approach just so I can see it already. So here it's how it's going to look once we get closer. I'll validate the flight plan because we have the right cruise altitude actually, which is good. That's why you want to put the settings right when you import. I will connect to the sim just so we have that done. Okay, let's see. It's gonna lag for a bit and then it's gonna connect. Connect. Come on. Come on. Play ball with us, please. Yes, there we go. Okay, we're not that far away from our...
Visibility 6 miles.
Let's change from the 80s for now. Okay, so the ILS should be that. We're flying the D21. Now the question is though, is it the T1 or... I'm actually gonna have a look. It's the T1. Okay, there we go, star. We can activate that. So now we should have it set. Minor discontinuity, that's fine. We have the performance in it. We can confirm it. Fuel reserve. Do we want to put that in? Okay, well, we'll leave as is. Performance data, I guess if we want to tweak that, and then it's takeoff. Maybe the red light is a bit nicer on the eyes. We can actually change back to the 80s to get this information, I think.
Winds are 188 at 16 knots. Visibility 6 miles. 2,000
188.
Temperature 13. Dew point 8.
16
QNH is
knots.
1025. Arriving and departing runway 18 right, 18 left, 18 center.
Let me just check.
Schiphol Airport information Foxtrot.
Yeah.
1255 local winds are 188 at 16 knots.
Yeah,
Visibility 6 miles. 2,000 feet clouds. Temperature 13. Dew point 8. Current QNH is 1025. Arriving and departing runway 18 right, 18 left.
1025. And the question is, what's that in? So 3027 1025. Oh, we can't set that. P altitude be set. Let's see. I'm actually going to quickly pause here. 1 second. There we go. Sorry, just had to fix some real life things before we can continue. I always manage to take a lot of time with this pre-flight. Let's check if we can change some of these, like the outside temperature. Well, that's 13, so that's fine. let's not try to change anything else here. Climb, cruise, descent, and then landing we'll have to add at a later point. Hopefully it will get brighter soon so we don't have to be stuck here with this dark cockpit, but let's see. Outside still looks good. Let's let's start the APU so we can get the checklists going. And if I'm not mistaken, that's starting the APU. Yeah, looks good. Now I'm wondering which one is the checklist. There we go.
Cold and dark checklist. APU on. Emergency lights. Armed. Avionics. Master. 2 on. FMS. Initialized. Speeds.
Speed. Let me have a look because I have the ERJ. So we do want to set the speeds right. And the way you did that.
Cross-checked.
What? Oh yeah, the standard. No, we don't want to do that. Sorry guys, it's me who's we don't need that. The borough we already know. 3027. Do we have a backup borough? I have no clue what it says there. Maybe we can make sure. Okay, yeah, I have no clue. Maybe it's because it's so dark, right? It's something with 3. But what it says, I have no clue. Yeah, we'll leave that one. Setting the speeds. The way you did that, it's either here, which I doubt it isn't, or it's oh yeah, here we can change to the right one, so now we get the right. There we go. Here's the speeds, right? So system. No, return. TCAS is off. And I'm wondering if that's a specific one to start. Because I know with the ERJ it's in the system itself. Okay, in here. Let me check if I go nav. Is there anything with the radio? Doesn't seem to be. So let's see, TCAS. Let's see, MFD speeds. Here we go. So we can calculate those. And I'm just gonna check if we have any information on how to do that. If we do, it's probably in the manual, right? So we'll have to find the field there. Folder, ERJs. We only seem to have operational, but I do think that I might have saved separately some sort of calculation. Let me check my documents quickly. So instructions, ERJ speed card. So here we have takeoff speed charts, flap 9. And our weight is 380. So 114. And let's see how we. How did you add? Oh, this one, right? So 114. 115. 128.
Check trims.
The VFS, I guess, 157. Must be this one. And there we go. Yes, we have those set. Checking trims, I guess it's just putting that in the takeoff band, and I'm gonna assume it's shown here.
Set takeoff data.
Let's jump back and just make sure we have the right. There's always some of these takeoff data entered overhead. Oh yeah, this is the annoying one that I always. So we have to click. Actually, not that one. We do wanna reach it, but you have to do it here. Let me see. We wanna keep data on. We can keep airport showing. We can return system. And then MFD. It's not speeds. Not data. Weather radar. I don't think that works, unfortunately. Let me have a look again on how to do this one. We're supposed to store it, right? We have to enter it somewhere. And the question is, where you enter? Oh, here we have the takeoff modes, right? And now the question is how, or what button you need to tweak that with. I'm gonna open that one. And let's see how to do this. So that's one way. So we can store that anti-ice off.
Enter. End of checklist.
Okay, that will work. Good. So as you can see, not as difficult as I remembered, but still, you know, you have to take some extra steps, right? Okay, we've almost been recording for half an hour now, so maybe it's time to... And I actually noticed that the fuel pressure was low, so we can put those on. So we have the fuel pumps for the APU. What does that say? Anti-ice switch off. Okay, okay. Packs, APU bleed, we want to keep on. I think we can put on the beacon. And I think we don't want to turn the APU gen, but we do. Shed bus 1 and 2. Oh no, what happened now? Did I managed to wait a second. God damn, I'm always misremembering this. Let me just pause. Okay, now we're back. Sorry about that. I just didn't want to have you watch the whole route insertion. That's the only thing. The problem is that you should, when you switch, you shouldn't go to off, which I usually do just because I'm dumb and read that one, but you should go to, I guess, override. Let me just see if I go back to auto. Yeah, exactly, then it says, so we want to do it on override. And we have the GPU still. We can actually have that removed. So we can dismiss the GPU, and that's how it should work. And we can continue with our checklist, which is engine startup.
Engine start checklist. Engine 1.
Oh, wait a second. Is that fast? Fasten seatbelt is on now. Oh, sorry, it's engine ready to start. It goes the other way compared to the Embraer.
On. Red beacon. Fuel pump power. 2. On. Pneumatic panel checked. Emergency parking brake. On. Steering in doors.
doors. We need to close the doors. So we are gonna start with that. Baby steps. Closing the cargo door and closing the front door.
Close. End of checklist.
It's becoming lighter outside, which is good.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen,
Okay,
and
make sure to
welcome
put on
aboard
the
flight
flight directors.
135. Our flight time will be roughly 2 hours. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all
Yeah,
tray
the
tables,
checklist is
and seat
complete
backs are in
now.
full upright and locked position for
Let's ask for IFR clearance and all of that, which I have totally forgotten to do. Atlantic 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Atlantic 4003 is cleared to Echo Sierra Mike Sierra fly the Andy 3 Echo departure, then as filed.
Okay, let's see
Expect
now.
departure runway 18 left. Climb to flight level 060 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Skip hall departure on 118.07. Squawk 4542.
Atlantic 4003 is cleared to Echo Sierra Mike Sierra fly the Andy 3 Echo departure, then is filed. Climb to flight level
let me
060
see.
via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Skip hall departure on 118.07. Squawk 4542.
Atlantic 4003 readback correct QNH is 1024 contact skip hall ground on 121.55
That
and
should
ready
be
for pushback.
inserted.
Enjoy your morning.
QNH is 1024 ground on 121.55 Atlantic 4003.
And TCAS is still off, but our QNH, no sorry, our squawk was 4542. So at least we have that data now, and now we just need to insert it. Here we also had the landing elevation, and I'm just gonna check actually quickly what it says about TCAS. Okay, so we have the radio management, it's this one, right? So TARA, and now we have that functioning, and we can also change this one to the assigned one, which was 4542. 4 5 4
Good morning, Southia 88 Bravo, Charlie 7.
I think that's that should be it right now. We should be squawking the right I hope at least. Yeah, that should work. Good. We got the right other information, 060, so let's put that in.
Kilometrics after crossing Delta, then you can use Bravo to enter Oslo.
Atlantic 4003, ready for pushback. I think that must have gone wrong. Atlantic 4003, ready for pushback.
Atlantic 4003
Yeah.
pushback approved.
Pushback approved Atlantic 4003.
Yeah, dampener, we want that. Now I just need to figure out how to activate the autopilot.
Hello there, Delta 70, taxi gate Echo 6 by Whiskey 5, just on November 10.
Echo 6, Whiskey 5, cross at Whiskey 58, center Delta 7.
So we want to make sure we have the right source, right? That's the... Okay, and now we should have LNAV. Yeah, okay, good. So it's here we change between FMS and that one. So let's keep that in mind. Okay, good. We should be ready. Doing our first flight here with Atlantic Sun Airways. Still on boarding, but basically we are ready to get going with the pushback. And that should mean that this guy will be pushing us back. And we have our dear friend here already walking towards the aircraft, so we are getting ready. In terms of starting the aircraft, we have the thrust ratings, but they are not used to, of course, for starting. I think the buttons are here. So start, and I don't think there's any sort of fuel levers that we have to align or similar. So we should be fine, should be okay.
Departure checks completed. Bypass spin inserted.
How do you get away with this engine one? Or how do you zoom out with the... Let me see if I can figure this one out. Because you should be able to zoom in and out, right? With the... At least I think so. Let's see, nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Yeah, we'll release the parking brakes and commence the push.
Start at will.
To follow the Transavia on your 12 o'clock, contact tower Shadow 7, Bomber 9, decimal 220, bye-bye.
Okay, and we are being pushed back now. So let's start the engines.
Delta 46, taxi Newgate, Delta 7, 555, cross runway 17.
Whiskey 5, cross 1 center, Delta
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your
Oh god, what did I... Which one did I now miss?
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the captain and crew, welcome aboard this flight. We hope you enjoy your flight and thank you for choosing Atlantic Sun Airways. We'd like to take a few minutes to acquaint you with the many safety features of this aircraft. Although you already may be familiar with many of these procedures, we'd appreciate your attention during this important safety briefing. Safety starts with your seatbelt. Whenever the seatbelt light is turned on, your seatbelt must be fastened
Crossbleed
below
is
and tied across your
open.
lap. Simply slide the middle end into the buckle and adjust by pulling on the loose end of the
Maybe it's the
strap.
packs, right? Or the
During the flight, the
bleeds, let
captain
me
may
check.
turn off the fasten seatbelt sign. However, for your safety, we'd like you to keep your seatbelt fastened whenever seated and while sleeping.
Something was
In case of
happening.
an emergency, it's important that you know how to exit the aircraft as quickly as possible. This aircraft has emergency exits, each marked with the red and white exit signs. Now would
Yeah,
be
we
a
said
good time to
parking
take a
brakes.
moment and locate the two exits nearest you.
Engine's not started
Keep in
yet.
mind that your
I'll call you
nearest
back
exit
later.
may be behind you. All doors are
Let
equipped
me
with
check. I
evacuation
always forget
slide
this.
rails, which may be detached and used as flotation devices. If evacuation is
You wanna
necessary and
open. I
cabin
think that's the
visibility is
key,
reduced,
right? We don't want to keep it
aisle
auto. You want to
lighting
keep
will
that
illuminate.
open.
A change in colour or exit sign will indicate you have reached an exit. Our cabin is pressurised and accompanied
Does this
by
work?
If we experience a sudden decrease of cabin pressure, an oxygen mask will appear from the compartment above
You
your
don't want to have any sort of lock. Cross bleed is...
start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and tighten the elastic band around your head by pulling on either side and breathe normally.
Let me see.
Although
Engine
oxygen
start.
will
I'm
flow
gonna
through
check.
the mask, the plastic bag may not inflate. Remember to put your mask on before helping other passengers.
Turn on red
Life vests are
beacon.
located in
Press
plastic
the...
bags beneath or in some cases between each seat. Pull on the fabric strap to
Oh,
release the vest.
that's the one, right?
Pull it over your head while placing your arms through
Again,
the side strap.
let's try now.
Pull the strap firmly to expose the back panel and tighten by pulling out on the yellow tabs. Inflate
There we
just
go.
prior to exiting
Yeah, that
the
was my
aircraft
mistake.
by pulling the red tabs or by manually blowing through the tubes at shoulder level.
All fuel pumps to on. So we don't need all of them before.
Every member of our crew is highly trained in emergency procedures.
Okay, let's see when we can call. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully fight this a lot more, so I'm gonna do this all in my sleep, basically, or be able to do it all in my sleep. But until then, it's gonna be a bit of a learning experience. The right engine has now been started. It's a very well implemented aircraft, I must say.
The use of personal cellular telephones is permitted on board while the aircraft door is open. When the aircraft door is closed,
No
your phone
takeoff
must be turned
data.
off for the duration of the flight. Some personal electronic devices are prohibited while on board the aircraft. Once airborne, you will
Okay, I
be
think we can
advised when the use
confirm.
of approved devices such as personal computers and compact disc players is permitted. A
Oh
complete
wait,
list of
something is
approved devices may be found in the magazine located in the seat back pocket in front of you. We'll be taking off momentarily, so please make sure that your tray tables, seat backs and footrests are in their upright and stowed position, and that all carry-on baggage is properly stowed, either in the overhead bins or under the seat in front of you. Remember that the
No clue what that
overhead
no
bins should be opened
takeoff
slowly
data
and
is.
carefully, as the contents may shift around during the flight. We also recommend that all passengers
Let me
take
just
a
check
moment to
if we
review
have
the illustrations
performance
provided in
data.
the safety information card, which you will find in the seat back pocket.
We do
If
have
you
all
have
of
any
that.
questions about these important safety and evacuation
So
procedures,
yeah, not sure what
please
it's
ask the crew
complaining
member.
about.
Thank you for your attention and cooperation. All of us at this airline appreciate
Let's start the left engine.
of showing you how committed we are to making this
Yep,
and every flight
looking
as
good.
safe and as comfortable as possible.
Okay, good. Good, good, good. I think that was the Atlantic Sun one, but I'm not sure. So we now have heading mode with the that should be it. Okay, so LNAV. Let me just see if we are missing anything. Speeds.
5519, hello, you were ready?
Fully ready, Echo 5.
Okay, 5519, starting and pushback is approved.
Start push approved, 5519.
There we go, we can return. Okay, we have everything kind of up and running. We can close these. Yeah, we don't need to do that anymore. Taxi lights. Okay, they don't illuminate the cockpit, but I'll need to fix that for the night flying, right?
Cabin is secure, ready for departure.
Don't think we need that.
573, hello, start
They can shut the APU bleed. And I guess we can shut the APU master. Anything else to keep in mind? Yeah, taxi, right? Atlantic 4003, ready to taxi. Maybe that didn't go through, let's wait a bit.
Atlantic
we got it.
4003 runway 18 left. Taxi via Alpha 1 Bravo. Alpha 10 Bravo.
Good.
November 2 Echo
I'll
6,
release the parking
full short
brakes.
runways 27,
As you can see, we start taxiing already, which is nice.
Runway 18 left. Taxi via Alpha 1 Bravo, Alpha 10,
So let's
Bravo,
switch
November
to
2, Echo 6, hold short runways 27, 18 left Atlantic 4003.
Now let's have a look actually at our ACAR system. It's saying taxi out, which is great to see. So it's working. Anything else? The only thing I want to see is how I can zoom out on this one. I still haven't figured that one out. Okay, but let's taxi here. Right was clear and left looks clear enough. Cross bleed is open. That should be on auto. Maybe that should have just been an auto from the start. Small mistake on my end. These are all connected though, so that's something to keep in mind. I don't think the real one, that would be two different ones. In terms of thrust rating, I'm not sure if there's any tweaks. Yeah, look at this, the beautiful flight Tampa. So we'll have the Orbex Malmö, and then we have the flight Tampa Amsterdam. And actually, talking about that, what the hell happened to all the planes in for some reason I seem to have lost the traffic, so I'm gonna restart that. No clue really why it's a bit buggy always with the AIG. I do like Ultimate Traffic Live more in that sense, even though the aircraft aren't as nice. So we have the V1, the rotations, all of that set. Let's see if we have anything that we can track this aircraft with. We should soon turn left, but not quite yet. Oh, and now my flight is live. That's cool. I think it's this one we were supposed to turn left on, so I'm just gonna do that. We are rolling slowly and steadily. I'll show you how it looks now, so you also can. So there we go. That's our flight, and I only wanted to check this just because of extra verification, right? Just making sure it's actually working. When were these built? 1992 to 2020. Damn, they were built for a long time. They had a long career, these ERJs, in terms of being built. We also want to turn here, it seems. And now I'm just looking at the pilot to ADC route. To be honest, I should have, of course, followed it right. Always like one A1B, A10B. And the only reason why I can spell that out is because I have it written down on the pilot ADC, but it would be a good way to practice that, right, in case I ever start flying on VATSIM. Let's see now, do we have any aircraft? No, we're still loading the AIGP files, but slow and steady hopefully, let's see. So we have LNAV now activated. That's good. We don't have auto throttles, that's something to keep in mind. So we're flying it a bit old school, which is fun, right? Which is actually why I want to fly this a bit more, and why I wanted to actually get going on Atlantic Sun Airways again, just because they have this aircraft. And they even still support FSX, so that's pretty nice. Okay, let's see. I'll turn to the right here. And now we should hopefully get clearance to
Atlantic 4003 cross runway 27.
Clear to cross runway 27 Atlantic 4003.
And no clue, seems like AIG has crashed on us. Sorry, that's the recording itself. What we want to check is how we should turn, and that was to the left here, right? Which makes sense because it's 18 left. Strobe light should be on. Basically all of these lights should be on as well. They should add a takeoff But oh well. We're a bit delayed on our departure, which makes sense because I've been doing a lot of fiddling, right? And actually one thing we haven't set is the flaps. So that's good to have set. And then we do,
Atlantic
I think there's a
4003
takeoff.
contacts Schiphol Tower on
Takeoff, okay. And
119.22.
another thing is the
Tower
RAS
on
system.
119.22 Atlantic 4003.
We need to set that. I don't want the repeating. Let me see if we have any good profiles. Any ERJ profiles. We do not. Yeah, that's fine. We can link the stock one. Okay, and now we can ask for takeoff clearance. Atlantic 4003 ready for takeoff.
Atlantic 4003 winds 188 at 16 knots.
Yeah.
Runway 18 left cleared for takeoff. Squawk 4542.
It's crazy though how PBR can really give new life to
Runway
a model
18
that
left
looked
cleared
pretty
for takeoff. Squawking 4542 Atlantic
pretty dead earlier on.
4003.
The only thing that's a bit sad is that you don't really have any interior from the outside model. You have on the inside model, which is quite interesting, right? Let me see if I can just quickly show you. So yeah, look at this. So you have a model here, but you don't have it on the. Let's not. Let me get back to.
Europa 1027, first right, contact ground 121.705.
There we go. But you don't have anything on the outside model, right? So imagine how good this would look if you just had the inside one as well. We don't need the logo lights. We don't need the dome. There's just nothing for us there. In terms of takeoff, I don't think there's a specific button to enter takeoff. Could be that one though. No. Let me see, that was... Or actually that is takeoff. Takeoff. LNAV. Okay, that's cool. Okay, let's go. Not the best sounds on these.
725, contact the departure 127750.
Speed alive.
Okay, speed alive.
80 knots.
Should have done more of the checklists, I just realized, but I totally forgot about that. V1.
Rotate.
Rotate. Okay, let's get going. Quite delayed, but
Positive rate.
okay, getting that gear up. And now it's following, it's on takeoff. A bit of lag.
Gear up.
Let's trim it out a bit. Not sure how good the flying is by itself, but it seems pretty okay. We can go flap 0. Okay, let's see. We are now going to Otnes. Still looking good. On our way to Malmö.
Atlantic 4003 climb and maintain flight level 130. Contact Schiphol departure on 118.07.
Okay, now we're getting the
Climb and
turn.
maintain flight level 130 departure on 118.07 Atlantic 4003.
Okay, insert 130. Yeah, let's have a look.
Departure Atlantic
Beautiful,
4003 climbing to flight level 130.
beautiful Amsterdam.
003, good morning.
Let's have a look if, sorry, yeah, we're still, I think at least we're on our way, we're on en route, so that's good. We need to turn quite a bit more.
Atlantic 4003 climb and maintain flight level to 10. Contact Amsterdam Center on
Climb and maintain flight level 210
Okay, good.
center on
Let's turn to the next one.
4003.
So let's turn here, and I'm actually gonna put on the autopilot,
Center Atlantic 4003 climbing to flight level 210.
and let's see if we can do a specific
Atlantic 4003, good morning.
vertical speed. We can do 2500. We'll do climb. So now we have climb set. We can turn off the lights. Should be fine. And seatbelt signs I think should be fine to turn off as well. We're almost at 10,000. We can go to standard. Speed wise it's looking okay. And here we go. Climbing over beautiful Amsterdam. Frames looking okay actually. Amsterdam does seem to work pretty well. We're gonna be above 10,000 feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may turn off larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to keep your seatbelt fastened.
Let me see
throughout
here, we
the
can
flight.
change the
Flight. Do not
fall.
form a line near the left voice.
Don't wanna select there. That's the weather radar tilt, which I don't think works in. Nav and airport data. Let me see if I can change maybe by returning and going to plan instead. Will that let me? No, it doesn't. Which is frustrating, of course. Okay, we're almost at our altitude. 210, we got a higher one. So let's see if we can maintain. Still looking good. Oh yeah, it's right click, right? And that's how you get it fast. 210. Let's add that. In terms of the altitude, we can still climb quite a bit faster than what we are climbing. I'm still trying to get this to work. AI, yeah, that's the one. That's fuel, hydraulics. Doesn't seem to be those either. So that was just one item. Let me have a look again if I can. If I'm able to find. So the electronic flight, the F is, and we wanna. I wanna find the one where I can zoom in and out. Let's have a look. We're still climbing okay. Nothing to report in that regard. On our way to Malmö. Over beautiful Amsterdam. I'm wondering if I should have taken a different picture. I think I have this for the thumbnail, but or is it a bit too dark? Now let's keep this one. And let's try to figure out how we can get this one. Because we're climbing relatively fine. Oh, there is a heads-up display, but I don't think it it works.
Transition altitude.
Transition altitude. Does the... Yeah, that one does work as well. That's cool. Let me see if we have...
Atlantic 4003 climb and maintain flight level 290.
Climb and maintain flight level 290 Atlantic 4003.
Okay, we're gonna get climb up to 33,000, so we can maintain that. We just need to decrease a bit our vertical speed. Another way could be to fly with IAS, which wouldn't be wrong either, instead of doing vertical climb. But yeah, let's see. Now I'm just trying to check if there's any information on the kind of glare shield. There's a lot of information in terms of how to use the FMS, which is very good. On the flight guidance control system, upper left screw activates the pitch settings and virtual co-pilot callouts. That's good. Okay, so actually we did do the right thing there. Let's see, we are turning here on our way to our destination. There's ERJ field there. I can zoom in. Still nothing though. Let's see this up one, or let me see if we have any form of no, nothing to show from the interior, unfortunately. But what we can do is maybe have something like this added. This could be a viewpoint, right? Not the best one, but at least we'll have something to circle between. But now the question is, how do I get the zoom here? I know the newer ones, the version 3, you can zoom in by yourself, right? Oh, there it is. My god. So is this related to the... Yeah, not working. Okay, but at least we've managed to figure this one out. It took a while. But there we go. And the reason why is just because I wanted to check a bit if it's aligned. The flight plan looks to be aligned, so that's good. We're still climbing, albeit we can only climb slower and slower if we want to maintain speed, actually. So I'm gonna climb quite a bit slower. It's not a long flight. Some weird bug going on here with the shadows. If they could have fixed that, this game would be awesome, right? Those kind of shadow stuff. Those are super annoying. I know a bit of those relate to the add-ons, right? So it's not really P3D's fault. Okay, we have about 1 hour of flying left, according to the information we have. What this one tells us, you're a bit delayed. Now let's see when we land and all of that, how the departure time, arrival time. It'll be interesting to see if this is gonna work. Okay, our speed is slowly increasing. Let's decrease again. Oh wait, actually, let's see. Oh yeah, because it's now on these trust trading modes, right? So it's not... that's pretty cool, actually. So it just maintains kind of optimal. So you shouldn't move the these ones. Let me see, actually, do we have anything for the speed brake? Nothing for the speed brakes. Let's have a look at the model itself while we wait for it to climb. So very good, actually. Not too much details. The nose looks a bit off. Maybe that's just the way the plane was shaped. There's no winglets or similar. It's quite a simple model in that sense. The engine itself is, I guess, only here a bit shown, spinning. The tail section looks pretty good. But yeah. So yeah, an okay plane. Fun to fly, I would say. Just need to learn a bit more with all these steps. It's very well implemented in that regard, I must say. Like, it feels like you're flying a plane that, you know, somebody has actually put some love in. I mean, all airplanes of course have some, but you know, there are some with a bit more where you notice, like, you know, they really tried a bit more, added some things, while others are a bit less. Okay, let's see, we're still climbing 29,000. We haven't.
Atlantic 4003 climb and maintain
there we got
flight
it.
level 330.
330.
Climb and maintain flight level 330 Atlantic 4003.
Still speeding up. Still looking pretty good below us. Nothing to report. Very nice actually, this kind of morning haziness a bit. And with the kind of cloud variation, it always looks good, right, with the 2D ones, because you get that variation. For example, I don't think there is any cirrus clouds with the 3D clouds in P3D, for example, so yeah. A bit of a bummer. But yeah, looking good. We're climbing. We can even maybe climb a bit faster, actually. We can keep the ASL, but this one, we can increase a bit our climb. Still nothing with the... I'm gonna check Event Viewer if we're getting any input on that in terms of application. Sometimes it can give you some valuable input. And doesn't seem to be getting us anything. So I do wonder. It would be just nice to know why it kind of shuts itself. Could be, you know, with the new Windows. I'm actually gonna close it again and I'll try restarting, seeing if that will help. But let's see. We can always move back to UT Live, even though I would rather avoid that, just because it's not as updated. And the planes don't look as good. AIG is a very good tool for AI traffic. Looks a bit dirty here, so that's a pretty cool feature they've added. This one down. The Atlantic Sun. Yeah, it's a okay livery. Looks a bit like charter budget airline in that sense. Budget charter, if there's such a thing. Okay, let's see. We're coming up on our top of cruise, or top of climb, top of descent is probably at a much later point. Let's have a look when Pilot ADC is saying we have our top of... Yeah, it's in quite some time. Whoop. So no rush. Let's try to climb a bit faster, see how much speed we bleed off. I guess that was the warning that we're reaching our armed altitude, the ASL. So now it's changed to alt. Let's remember to change the nav when we're trying to do the ILS, because I think I had a problem with that the last time I flew the 145. We have an active flight plan, that's good. We're now getting on speed. Let's try the cruise mode. Let's see a bit. It's turning now. Quite steep turns being up here. Maybe it didn't have that much of an impact. So let's see. I just want to see if we are able to maintain the altitude. Which we thus far haven't really seemed to been able to do. And in terms of speed, we are gonna overspeed if this continues. Yeah, that doesn't look too good.
In a few moments, we'll be starting our in-flight service. We'll be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look at the feedback for our list of complimentary and premium drinks. Premium drinks are
What's
available
this
for a
one
small
for?
price. Please note that we only accept credit cards.
No clue. Still not at 33,000, so that's a bit annoying. We have it set though. Let's try to get this one so it's aligned. Pretty standard. Let's see if we can get that climb. Let's see if we add a bit more thrust. Will that help? I just want to stop the kind of bleeding of the airspeed. I do want to keep us flying at least
Atlantic
over 7.6 or 0.76.
Center on 125.1.
Center on 125.1 Atlantic 4003.
Okay, we're now almost at a good. Let's add a bit more thrust. Try to get them kind of
Center
synchronized.
Atlantic 4003 climbing to flight level 330.
And I think we can add
Atlantic
even
4003, good morning.
a bit more. That's good. Now it's it should be better. So yeah, looking pretty good. Let's leave with this viewpoint, I think. One thing I'm a bit scared about is if it's maybe pushing it a bit too much now with the throttles. I'm actually gonna push down again.
High speed. High speed. High speed. High speed. High speed.
Let's see if this is enough to get it to decrease. I'm gonna decrease it just a tiny bit more. As we'll burn some fuel. Hopefully this should be sufficient. And I'll be back in a jiffy.
Hotel Romeo Victor contact 12755, goodbye. 12755, Hotel Romeo Victor, proceed. Ethiopian 3713, proceed to staying car and line flight level 330. Climb flight level 330, approaching the Vega in the take of London. Emirates 39, hello, radar contact. Ryan 8354 Echo, climb by level 330. Climb by level 330, Ryan 8354 Echo. Singapore 337, contact 135 310, goodbye. 135 310, Singapore 337, good day. Delta 5 Bravo, climb for level 380. Level 380, flexible 51. Fraction 5, November Delta taxi 17555, goodbye. 17555, goodbye. 5 November. Climb level 370, Finna 5 Tango Uniform.
Hi guys, let's see, I have to pause quickly, I had to do something and I think I would have missed the top of the descent otherwise. So let's see. We have about 161 nautical miles to go overall. So not too much, but enough to start planning a bit. And to start, let's add a bit more thrust. The right one, we can add a bit more. And now we added too much on the right, so let's try to get the left engine up as well. Somewhat aligned. Arrival. We have that set. But I'm mainly wondering about performance in terms of arrival. So let me see, landing, here we go. Let's have a look at what info we have. 280-6. Elevation 234. Well, that's a good question. Let's have a look at ESMS from ChartFox. I'm also gonna have a look at the ACAR system. It's still loading, so that's good. We know we're coming in for 3.5, the ILS. Yeah, 237, so the elevation is, I guess, right enough. And actually, I just want to check P altitude set. So if I do 236 at 327. Oh, sorry, wait. We don't want to put it here. Oh no, we can't change that. Okay, very interesting. But not the end of the world. Let's leave as is, and Let's think what else we can do.
Atlantic 4003, contact Bremen
Can you
Center
open the
on
door? Doesn't seem to work.
119.82.
Center on 119.82 Atlantic.
Okay, this is good. Maximum recommended
4003.
crosswind. Maximum airspeed for windshield wiper. Flaps 22, so category 2
Center
and
Atlantic
landing.
4003
Flap 22.
descending to flight level
That's
330.
interesting. Flap 45, 160.
4003, good morning.
45, 145. Oh yeah, sorry, this is for the 135, so maximum flap extended speed. So we have quite a low speed for being able to extend that. We're still being handed over. Let's have a look quickly by... Let's move a bit our viewpoint. I guess going without the yoke would be easier, but I do prefer having them rather than not having them. Top of descent here is after Amch or something like that, and it's a bit earlier in pilot to DC, so let's follow pilot to DC just to make sure we are doing it right. So look up here, if there's something we might be missing. I think it's alright. Shed buses, all of that is correct. I'll need to do a couple of flights with this one. The fun fact is, I'm gonna check my list of, this is also like you level up, you get to fly different airplanes. But this one has, let me just see. This one has the J roll-on as well for the ERJ135, so that's really cool actually, because I don't think Walker Air has that out of all my airliners that I'm flying. So let's see. Let's see, and I also joined a new airline called Bonaire, and I'm actually gonna do, I haven't yet tried it, but this has this very cool, I think they have like South Africa operations, which is, I wanted some airline with Africa operations. So it's also pretty cool, right? And they don't have really any requirements on when to fly and how much. And I think they have I wasn't able to see their routes though.
Atlantic 4003,
oh no, again.
expect the
So
Delta
this is the
Tango
domestic
arrival
ones,
with the DDIS transition for the ILS approach
which
to
are
runway
great.
35 at Malmo Airport.
And then you have the regional.
Expect the DDTU-1 Tango arrival with the DDIS transition for the ILS approach to runway 35 Atlantic 4003.
Nothing to Lesotho though, that's very interesting. Maybe that's the international one. Oh no, and these are the ones that are like the long ones. Bonaire Express, that might be more local ones. Yeah, Bloemfontein, etc. And then Africa Ops. I guess more regional as well, and the cargo ones. So yeah, quite nice. I'm really looking forward to trying this out. Let's see, I'm gonna try to join their Discord as well. Accept invite. Let's see, open Discord. Starting. And let's see a bit if we got the descent clearance now. Oh, we're going a bit fast now. I am gonna slow down. I'm wondering if the wind changed a bit, which could have impacted the... Okay, we haven't got any descent clearance yet. Let's speed up a bit so we don't lose too much. Don't want to go too extreme. Let's do a 280 or 80. Sorry, not 2. Still flying very, very well. Let's check Discord. Now I am in the jet. That's cool. Register on FS Charter. Okay, so that's the cool thing with the Bonaire. You need to have this other app called FS Charter. But yeah, too many apps, right? That's the only downside, right? Let's actually do, and then the next we'll do my email. I wanna choose my own passwords. I agree to the terms and conditions. I register. Oh. Did it work? That's always the main question. Let's see, let's put up some speed again. We're dropping a bit. It's fine in terms of Mach, but I just don't wanna. Okay, verify your email address.
Atlantic 4003, descend across DDISAT 4 below flight level 110, then descend via the Delta 1 Tango arrival with the DDIS transition to cross CI-35 at or above 3,500 feet QNH is
3,500
at
feet.
Malmo Airport.
Will cross DDIS at or below flight level 110, then descend via the DETU 1 Tango arrival with the DDIS transition to cross CI-35 at or above 3,500 feet QNH is 1025 Atlantic 4003.
Let's descend with 200 feet per minute. Now we're really slowed down in terms of our N1 values. Now I need to learn the new documentation. I don't know if anyone used FS Charter has some information. Do let me know. Routes and jobs, marketplace. I guess it's like an A-car system, right? But yeah, this will be very interesting. I'm actually gonna register and send your username. They have some SOP and POPI disclaimer and some other guides, so that's interesting. I'll have a look at that after we've done this flight. Let's finish this virtual airline, but I think then I should have a pretty good amount of different virtual airlines that I'm flying with. It does help with the ones that don't have like any strict requirements. Is this Germany or this is Germany, right? But yeah, the key why I do join quite a bit of these is to kind of have an easier way to find out when I want to fly, because I usually get stuck on that. Okay, still looks good. We have and I think that's actually Denmark now I'm looking at. But this was Germany still, northern Germany. But yeah, let's zoom in a bit. Let's have a look once we get. I'm gonna go to the flight plan option. Let's see a bit. So there's gonna be a few there in close succession, and then we have a discontinuity. And I'm gonna check if they actually have a approach for us, or if we are. And that's actually interesting. So they are gonna give us. They want us to actually fly to DTIS. With a direct. Okay, so I guess we can insert that direct there, and let's see if we might just be able to follow, which is fine, I think. Let's add a bit of thrust. Don't want to be going too slow. We are descending with our Atlantic Sun Airways aircraft. Looking good. Let's have a look here. This is cool. I'm just gonna show it. They have like a different stages, right, for Bonaire. So you'll start with charter, you know, like business and regional. Reaching level 3, you'll have like short range airlines. So yeah, pretty dope. Anything else here? Bonaire structure plan, airline, charter, cargo. So it will be interesting to see how that airline works. It will be nice to fly some of these more odd, let me see, Twin Otter. Twin Otter could be fun. The Norman Islander. Might have to buy one of those. I don't think I have any, maybe for X-Plane or for P3D. Could be fun to fly with an X-Plane. Unfortunately though, it's just the Pilatus 12. I would have wanted them to have the Kodiak 100. Because I do have that for X-Plane. I haven't flown it though on the channel yet, but I will soon enough. Let's have a look. Still looking good. We can speed up a bit more. Not too crazy though. Maybe around 280 knots is pretty good. Standard operating procedures. Good. I've read through all these papers. Unverified chat. But yeah, now I'm, goddamn. Part of all these different virtual airlines. Enough to fill my lifetime of things to do. Or when I have time, at least. Let me see. trying to see if I can clean up a bit my my Discord. I have so many channels, right, I'm part of that I don't really need to be part of. And we got the altimeter setting warning, and that's just because we are we're descending below 1,800, so it goes for the American. You can set the transition altitude, but I fly with so many different, so I'm fine with keeping that as the American one. Check baro settings, so you can get a message for that. And this airplane was very popular, the ERJ in America, right? So it makes sense to keep it as that. I'm actually a bit, because I'm now at the Amsterdam hub with Atlantic Sun, and I know they have a Denver and Boston one, but I'm not sure if I want to switch, right? The thing could be to switch to East Coast and then keep Metro Air for the West Coast, but I do like to fly a lot in Europe, and Amsterdam is a pretty okay hub actually. So I'm not too sad about it. It's a bit too close to UK, and I mean Air Vigo, Fly UK, those are all basically UK aircraft, and I also see Walker a bit as a UK based aircraft, or airline, not an aircraft. So yeah, let's slow down now quite a bit. But yeah, there's a lot of different virtual airlines that are based in the UK, that's for sure. And I'm actually going to close Discord just for now, just to give us that teeny weens a bit of extra processing power. Might always be good to have. We're finally loading in, so it seems like AIG is working again. We're coming into the clouds. Fortunately, since the weather radar is not working, I've no clue what type of clouds it is, but I'm gonna assume it's fine. We have the next steps there. I'm gonna zoom in a bit here on the IFIS display. Then I'm gonna open up and just have a look at where we should be at Matek. And actually we should be much higher than we're at. So I'm actually gonna do 10,000 feet and try to get it to stop there, so we don't get too many warnings, right? Let's add a bit of thrust. And this seems to be working now. The only thing that's a bit off is trying to see what it says up here, and I really don't know why it's so. I wonder if it's a bit based on where you're looking at the numbers. Could it be like it's behind the... Sorry about this, it's gonna be a bit weird. You know, if they've managed to... No, they don't seem to have managed to flip it or something, but yeah, that's very odd. Not sure if I can even fix that texture-wise. I guess that's changing numbers, but oh well. Okay, we're now at 10,000 feet. I drink the transition, and let's actually have a look, because I, of course, didn't do my job. The transition altitude is 5,000 as always. The baro is 389. And I think I can put it here. I do wonder if we can change the from RA to 3.8. Let me just have a look if there's any way to... doesn't seem to work. We'll just do 380 or 390 actually, because 389. So that's RA. We can also put in the nav, because we do have that information. We need to add a bit more thrust, I just realized, because we were really going low, like 200 something knots. We're now getting to DDIS, so we can really go down 3,500, and let's descend Let's check how much we want to descend. We want to descend like 2000. Let's actually really bring back the throttles. See if we can descend. Okay, there we go. At least we can't see the... Interesting though to see the yokes go backwards when we are when we are descending. How the hell is that? Is that because the trim goes off? No, the zero trim. Yeah, that's very interesting. 110 at Detis, so we should have been a bit higher actually. Let's add a bit of thrust, see how that will go. And now let's just make sure we get the right course and all that. So 1810, that's gonna be the one we want for, and now we're looking at 115, so 1810. So that's looking correct. Let's see if we can tweak here. So if we do the VOR one, and then we want to have the VOR on 349. And we want to slow down a bit more. We're soon at 5,000. I think it was 1025. Well, let's have a look again, see if there's been any change. 1025. We can start setting that already, just to have it prepared. We can try to mimic with this one. So it's at 5. Oh no, that was at 6. And we wanna be... God, it's so hard to read the numbers on this one, right? Now it's... Now it should be aligned. Okay. Let's continue slowing down. I will a bit arrest our descent. Do we see any other aircrafts here? No. TCAS not really capturing anything. Let me see, that's on FMS. This is the second one. Yeah, we're getting down on the right. And actually one thing we forgot was to, not the beacon, but the landing lights. And the fasten seatbelt. I think it's looking pretty good. But let's keep an eye out, we need to keep the speed. That's something when you get, you know, the last flight I did was the A320 that I uploaded yesterday. And it's hard when you go from auto throttle to not having auto throttle. That's always a bit different. Let's see what height we want to be at. 2,500, but I don't think we've gotten any. 3,500 is what we've gotten thus far. So let's keep as is. Do we want to change to heading mode though? That's the thing I am wondering a bit about. Let's add just a tiny bit more thrust. That should be good enough. And let me move a bit. I think it should be easier to not have this yoke in the way. If we want to do heading mode, we could technically do it right. So we would switch to heading mode, switch to nav. On this one we have the right course, then we just need to select approach. What happens if we select nav? Then it gets the localizer one. We want to be on heading mode. Let's see, we want to be above 2,500, so we do want to turn or descend relatively soon. We're really in the clouds actually, so that gets me a bit worried about what's the weather like here. It's a low overcast at 9:02, so we really gotta align correctly now with the approach. Also, to minimize a bit my workload, I'm gonna put on the taxi lights. We should also have done the speeds, I'm pretty sure. Like, which ones are we? But actually, how do you insert those? Very interesting. Actually, now that I think of it, let's have a look at the one we have. So landing speeds charts, we have lost.
Atlantic 4003, you are 15 nautical miles south of the airport. QNH is 1025 after MS 635 descend and maintain 2,500 feet, cleared direct CI 35, then cleared for the ILS approach to runway 35 at Malmo Airport.
Okay, let's descend.
QNH is 1025
let's go to flap 1.
Descend and maintain 2,500 feet cleared direct CI 35, then cleared for the ILS approach.
We can put the approach one on.
Atlantic 4003.
So we have that prepared, and we can turn a bit more. Let's see how much we can zoom in. Okay, there we go. We have the connection now. Now we have localizer alive. That's good. Hopefully glide slope should also be coming alive. I'll slow down a bit. I'm gonna drop the landing gear. That should get us stopping pretty quickly. Do the wipers work? Yeah, they do work. So that's pretty cool. But they don't work in terms of, you know, seeing rain on the windscreen. Okay, let's see, we are losing. Gonna add a bit more flaps. So in terms of our weight, our SimBrief flight plan is letting us know that we should have a landing weight of 359, which means we should be landing with a VREF of 123 with flaps 22. Let's try flaps 22. Because why not? Can't hurt. The glide slope is coming down there, so that's very interesting. It's a bit interesting though that you don't see it. Gonna add some thrust. Thought you would see it here as well. I know we can see it here that we're on the
Atlantic 4003 QNH is 1025 at Malmo Airport contact stirrup tower on 118.8.
Let's slow down a bit. We'll let it take us down till we get visual. And then we'll disconnect the autopilot. We can maintain the speed. Okay, let's see, maybe you can ask.
Atlantic 4003 inbound for ILS approach runway 35.
Okay, runway 35.
Atlantic 4003, good morning. Continue ILS to runway 35. Call when established.
What's the missed approach? Straight ahead, 2,500. Okay, that's good.
Established on final Atlantic 4003.
Let's see how the... Okay, this should be a good viewpoint, hopefully. Let's slow down a bit more. Atlantic 4003, established on final.
Atlantic 4003, winds are 266 at 7 knots. Cleared to land runway 35.
Okay, landed that clearance to land. That's always good to get.
4003.
Anything we need to put on? No, 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 no. I think it should be fine. Let's see, we're soon at 900, so we should soon start seeing the ground. We'll be coming in a bit faster than I would usually do. I think I've only landed this with the 45 flaps, but let's try with a higher setting, as I think it's much more normal to land with 22 based on the information I've found online. So at 1000.
Enter backtrack and line up runway
Yeah, let's see. Lights are set. We can't set speed brakes. There are no auto brakes, so we have to brake manually. We're soon at 900, which means we should be starting to see the ground break through here. Come on. Come on. There we go. And it looks like it's winter, but I'm gonna assume that's because this airport probably has probably has winter textures. Okay. Autopilot disconnected. Continue. This is good. We're very on what I would say is a pretty good. We're a bit low maybe. Let's try to maintain 100. Let's see.
Atlantic 4003 exit runway when able. Report
Not the
clear
best
and active.
landing, but pretty okay.
230 degrees 7 knots, runway 28.
I think we came down very kind of hard, I would say, in the sense that I think we must have been a bit trimmed off. The trim must have been a bit too much. So maybe not the best, and we might have landed a bit
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our destination. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened.
a bit on one of the wheels. But let's see once we get the information from.
The local time is 9.
Oh, touchdown was pretty good, 120 feet per minute. Landing speed 132, that's pretty good. I'm actually gonna check when you can close it with Atlantic, because I don't know that either, and that's always good to check. So if we're and I'm gonna log it after I parked. Atlantic 4003, ready to taxi.
Atlantic 4003 taxi to stand Golf 1 Tree via Charlie.
Golf 1
Taxi to
3.
stand Golf 1 Tree via Charlie, Atlantic 4003.
Okay, I don't know which one that is. I'm just gonna taxi somewhere. Let's remove those. We don't need the strobe either. We can really lower the speeds. Go to flaps. Go to zero flaps. Yeah, speed brake. Where do you want to park? There's a lot of aircrafts here. Seems like a much more busy airport than I thought. So that's the $1,000,000 question. Interesting parking for these, but I guess that nah, I doubt that because you have the cargo hold there, right? Let's do one of these ones. 27 maybe. No follow me needed. We can use Swedavia. Yeah, looks correct. We'll park here. So yeah, pretty okay flight, you know, a lot of mistakes and stuff, but I'm hoping when I fly this a bit more, I think this is like my 4th flight with this aircraft in P3D, so you gotta bear with me a bit. It's not the one I fly the most, just because, you know, none of the virtual airlines even fly it. It's not that common anymore, unless you fly the regionals in the US. Okay, let's see. And I forgot once again to... So we'll park the brakes. I'll start the APU. It's usually quite a quick start. I think the APU is here on the back, right? I don't think there's any effects though from it. There we go, now we have the APU. And I think we can shut the engines. We parked a bit too far and to the right. Yeah, we did park a bit too far. But could have been worse. And we're now deboarding. I'm gonna open the door as well, just because I can. And then we are gonna file the first flight plan I've done with the Atlantic Sun. So you got to experience that. Pretty okay. Let's see. We'll file flight report. No comment. First flight with Atlantic, or maybe great flight. That's good. Then always remember that. Send flight report. Great flight with Atlantic Sun Airways. Flight report sent. Application will now prepare for new flight. Well, look at that. We did it. Let's see what this one. I'm gonna guess it's because I haven't released the parking. No, sorry, not the parking brake, but I haven't done the seatbelt signs off. Now we got the deboarding. Yeah, 111. We can save that flight. So yeah, pretty good. Very interesting. Let's see if I can upgrade this interior a bit with some PBR for some places, right? Baggage door open. Yeah, that makes sense. That's what it's supposed to be. Let's close the doors though, because I do want to check the replay, which we're gonna do now. I'm also gonna close pilot to ADC, and we're gonna do 360. So yeah, approach seemed pretty good. I just felt we were very low. Maybe it's just me. And I felt we weren't descending as well. I think it said 800 or something, or maybe it said 500. That was my mistake. Because let's see if I do land okay-ish, or if I do maybe even hit with the back. I should definitely have used my flaps a bit more. No, it's okay. It's looking okay. No, it's fine. It's a bit late. But it's looking okay otherwise. There's the spoilers. Unfortunately we can't see the thrust reversers in actions. See, it was okay landing actually. Apart from it being a bit late. Pretty cool with the effects though. I'll give them that. Maybe I used the brakes a bit too much. But yeah, thank you for watching. Let's see how many more flights we'll do with the Atlantic Sun Airways. At least this was the first of many, hopefully. And yeah, until next time. Take care. Bye bye.